the debut of Brian Cage tonight. He seems to have an AEW title shot in the works. What do you think of Cage?
They sure aren't getting any smaller, are they? Christ, hell. He looked, from what I've seen, really impressive. Obviously, I've seen him in the ring before. One of those dudes who just defies all physics and logic. Is not unlike Brodie Lee, just an incredible athlete. Can do things a guy like that size shouldn't be able to do, and that's a whole new can of worms. Man. So we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But he's an exceptional talent. So I don't know anything about him personally or what his attitude is. He's now aligned with Taz, who is everybody knows Taz's personality. He's if he's anything like his. If he's anything as a manager like he was as a competitor, that it's going to be an aggressive situation. So we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Okay, thanks. The next question is from Darren Paltrowis from Sportskeeda. Darren?
Hey, it's Darren. Sorry about that. Thank you very much for your time. And two-parter for you, John. The first one is, besides winning the match tonight, what was your favorite moment of the night? And the second thing is, who is the best Jerky Boys character?
Why can't I think of his name right now? Come on. I'll answer the first one. Definitely the best moment of the night for me. I saw snippets of the show. Tomorrow or tonight, I'm going to go back and watch the entire thing all the way through. I was, getting my own mental and physical preparation and warm up going on most of the night. So I only saw snippets and bits and pieces of the show. But from what I understand, it was, it seemed everybody. Right now, everybody at AEW is a team. Even guys that are my rivals, technically, still we're teammates. We're all here to make AEW success and to bring, entertainment to wrestling fans and inject new energy into the wrestling business and bring new fans in. And that's basically all of our goals at the end of the day. So right now, backstage after the show ended, it feels like we just won the Super Bowl. We put on, a hell of a pay-per-view, top to bottom, and, everybody's just jacked up and hyped up and high-fiving. We feel like we just, won a game when we were an underdog, during a pandemic where, we can't have, a regular crowd in the building. We're in a strange situation on these safety protocols. So, kind of with our backs up against the wall, my back kind of up against the wall tonight against Brodie Lee. I felt a lot of motivation tonight because, not only the personal situation between me and Brodie Lee, but, it's just, you want a world title match to be a big thing with a clear number one contender with 2 months to build up and a backstory and a big thing. And, this is just a 3-week thing. And, Brodie, to his credit, stepped up on a 3-week notice when he could be at home just waiting until the world goes back to normal to make his debut. But he jumped right into the fire in a dangerous match against me, and he rolled the dice at double or nothing, and he came up short. But I don't think he really has anything to be ashamed of. That was the toughest match I've had in AEW. At certain points, I really was concerned that I was going to lose, and that's the championship mindset. For the first time in AEW, I felt like I was drowning and I couldn't get out of water, and I was frantically swimming for air. And that's championship mindset: is you absolutely refuse to lose and thrash and kick and hold your breath until your eyeballs are popping out until you get a breath of fresh air. And when you get that little opening, you take it and you win any way you can, and you find ways to win, and you find a way. That's the only message I can give to people, under these circumstances as world champion. There's a lot of people out there who are having a lot of curveballs thrown at them. They're going to have to dig themselves out of financial holes and adapt their businesses or their jobs or their situations to how the world has changed. And, when you get strange curveballs thrown at you like Brodie Lee or whatever, and you're getting power bombed and thrown around the ring, and the stage is breaking and you're crashing through and shit's just going bad. You got to find a way. You got to find a way to win and find a way to succeed and refuse to let anything bad, win the day. You gotta find a way to succeed and get what you want out of life. And the best moment tonight for me personally was, this man disrespected me. This man stole my property, and to see this man who disrespected me and stole my property, and to leave him laying unconscious and bloody, and take my property back and casually stroll out of the ring and show everybody in the world what happens when you cross me. That was an extremely gratifying feeling.
The next question is from Dave Meltzer from Wrestling Observer.
Jon, how you doing?
What's up, bro?
Not too much. I was just wondering, look back at, or look forward actually, who would you like to wrestle for the championship if you had your pick? And it doesn't have to be one name, but like a couple of names that you would be looking forward to on this roster right now.
I think, the last two, first two matches I had, it was for short, quick 3-week notice, kind of curveball kind of scenarios, and did everything in my power. It's cool because I have the control here to take this is what we got, and I can turn it into something good, and as best I can. And but in the long term, this is about playing the long game, thinking about the big moments. Those don't just come on 3 weeks' notice. Those come on, this is thing that burns and simmers and sizzles, for a long time. And then even me and Jericho was a long, slow burn from Double or Nothing last year to Revolution this year. And obviously, I don't think that right now Kenny Omega is in a tag team, in the tag team division. I don't think the chapter is closed on me and him. He's one of the best big match wrestler in the world, and he brings that big match feel. I think Hangman Page, who's also right now competing in the tag team division, who's got momentum behind him, and he's growing into his what he's going to be. He's going to have that moment where he really steps into being the man kind of thing, and that might be at my expense one day. Cody Rhodes, who's kind of could be a generational rival kind of thing for me. We're cut from the same cloth, but we're kind of two sides of the same coin. You won't find me wearing a suit, but we still have the same passion for wrestling and think of things a lot similarly, and bring that. We're two guys who bring that big match feel, and that could be a huge match. And and there's obviously MJF's coming up, and me, I want to wrestle everybody, because it's like I don't want to just be at the top of the mountain and now it's all good. No, I want to get to the top of the mountain and now clear everybody. I want to clear out the division, so to speak, and be the absolute last man standing. And I relish the opportunities to get in there with a guy like Brodie Lee, a big monster, athletic big man, and see what we can do. Relish the opportunity to get in there with Jake Hager, All-American, undefeated heavyweight MMA fighter, see what we can do. With a Darby Allin, who's a high-flying dude, with a Sammy Guevara, with a Joey Janela. All these different guys bring all these different elements, and I think I can kind of do it all, save for a double backflip. I can pretty much do anything and adapt to any style, and it's just so much fun to just have different types of matches, different types of opponents. So I want to get in the ring with everybody, but I think those guys I mentioned are the big matches. But ultimately, it's whatever the fans want to see. And you want to, whatever the big names and the marquee names are, that's who I want to be matched up against.
Thanks. Next up is Brandon LeClaire from Pro Wrestling Torch.
Hey, Jon, I just wanted to congratulate you on what was a really, really good title match, and something that really, I think, subverted the expectations that people typically have for a pay-per-view title match. Thought the end of the match was really cool. The spot through the staging and everything came off really well. It was just something really different from the typical title match. But I just wanted to get your thoughts on the general feeling out there when you are working with this in-house audience, so to speak. And it's a weird time for pro wrestling. It's a weird time for you guys to be out there. But AEW has done this really cool thing and put people out there to kind of give you guys that audience type reaction. Just wondering how it differs for you from a traditional audience, knowing it's, your peers rather than, the fans that are coming out, and how important it is, really.
Well, it's different than a regular audience. It's 10 times better than having nobody in the building and just having that dead, sterile feel. That's really tough. You can have that boiler room brawl kind of match once in a blue moon, and it's cool and unique. But every single match, every week, that's like, oh man, it's hard to watch sometimes. It's hard to participate in. It's hard to get up for. It's different. But with the way we put, a lot of people in the back, kind of socially distance out, people in the upper deck, there's energy in the building. There's, we had Vitor Belfort and Dan Lambert down there in the crowd. We have Vicky Guerrero down there. We had some of the wrestlers down there. So there's just that bit of energy just makes all the difference in the world. It's not quite the same as 20,000 people going nuts and knowing you're taking them for a ride kind of thing. But it definitely helps. It's almost kind of like and having your kind of peers out there with you. We're all everything's better when everybody's a little bit friendly, competitive with each other. Everybody wants to kick ass and have the best match possible. And you don't want to go out there and you'd almost rather not want to have a crappy match in front of your peers because they'd be like, oh, what's up, dude? I'm going to take your spot. Especially me at the top of the hill. I got to go out there and be like, nah, man, this is the kind of effort you got to put in kind of thing. So it's almost kind of like, like high school wrestling challenge matches where you're like, you're surrounded in a circle by the team or something. It's like a team atmosphere. And like I said earlier, that's what we are. It's like a team here. So that little bit of like competitiveness to like show up your peers, kind of is a kind of cool energy to kind of have some fun with.
Last question from Carlos Turo from Fightful.
Hi, Jon. Thanks so much for taking time to talk to us. Congrats on the title defense. Obviously, you guys have done these types of shows on Dynamite for the last couple of months, really. But with this being on pay-per-view, was there perhaps more pressure or motivation, whatever word you want to use, to sort of deliver a show-stealing performance, even though it's been the exact same setting or a similar type of setting that you guys have been dealing with for quite some time now?
100%. You want to, if they're going to pay a little more, you got to give them a little more, and you got to make sure that they know that an AEW pay-per-view, they cannot miss it. Whatever they have to do, we're asking them to pay money for it. It's because this is going to be good. AEW pay-per-views are the top of the line pay-per-views, and to have the responsibility to main event that is huge. And you're going to get just incredible action and different kinds of action, and everybody's looking to steal the show every single night, and it's just like AEW pay-per-views we can't miss. We have to keep it that way. So you definitely bring out a little bit of extra. Every AEW pay-per-view is like a WrestleMania feel in the back. Like it's like this is game time. This is huge. You bring out the little bit extra. You bring in the new gear or whatever. I've been trying to get new gear, but this pandemic's making all the shipping and everything, so my new pants didn't come. But my sick Bret Hart jacket with instead of the I tried to find like those like epaulet things, but I couldn't like get those in this weird situation. But the dude here, Charlie, shout out, he made barbed wire epaulets. So I had like kind of a Bret Hart themed, barbed wire themed sick jacket that was way too heavy and way too hot, so I only had it on for about 30 seconds, but I hope people enjoyed that. But, you definitely put in a little bit of extra effort when, you're on pay-per-view, especially when you're on an AEW pay-per-view, because we're trying to gain and maintain the goodwill of the fans. That, like, if we're going to ask them to pay money, they know they're going to get, like, an incredible show. And personally, for me tonight, I I was extra motivated. You know, I wrestled Brodie a bazillion times. I could wrestle him in my sleep. But this is a different, you know, Brodie Lee's different thing now, and you know, I'm a different thing now. So like, we wanted to be new, but also, you know, this is a month ago. This is exactly how I envisioned tonight's match. I called it a hailstorm of violence because I just knew that was exactly what it was going to be. Just fucking, here we go, and just boom, destruction over. And it's exactly how I envisioned it, and it was a very gratifying feeling, and you know, just being kind of part of a triple main event kind of thing, and only having a 3-week build kind of thing is like, I was like, oh, screw this, I'm gonna go out there and we're doing something tonight, like for sure, like. So I had that extra bit of chip on my shoulder tonight, which is such a nice feeling to have, you know.